Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into a moment not too long ago where RM was accused of snapping at a staff member for a mistake and what actually happened with this. People believe he was angry, but we will talk about it. I also want to get into a stylist talking about idols balding and why people believe Taehyung had hairline surgery. There's a lot of stuff to talk about here and I have a lot of thoughts. So grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and let's jump into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, I'd like to be first to leave your hate comment. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell also, and you'll be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to get into is the alleged people saying things about RM being rude and all that. There was this apparent moment that happened recently, and people kind of went off on RM and said he was being rude and all this. I think oftentimes people don't know the whole story. And what I'm about to share with you today is definitely going to show you that we never know the full story to be able to make a judgment. And oftentimes cancel culture is based on these curated and cut moments that don't tell the full story. BTS is close with the staff in HYBE, and I think when doing the onboarding process, they take into great consideration if the people who are joining the team are joining because they are sonyeondan fans, stalker fans, or if they're joining because they actually want or have a desire to be in entertainment. Someone who is looking to advance in their career and do their job. I'm sure BTS would prefer someone who is looking to do their job and have a career, because these people are less likely to try to sneak pictures of BTS or do anything that would jeopardize their privileged position to be working around BTS. With that said, I think BTS is very close with their staff and is friends with all of them and knows all of them. Now, I don't want to jump to conclusions and assume the video we are talking about today is a hater trying to make BTS look bad, because the clip wasn't cropped from what I saw. It was none of that. It just happened to be at a really bad angle. It took place at the Fact Music Award, and BTS actually took home about 5 awards, so congrats my babies, you definitely deserve that. During the award show there usually are some fan cams, and this particular one looked like it was taken from the front. It was likely the audience was recording this, and I even doubt the audience noticed in that moment, but maybe noticed in the playback when they rewatched the clip. But I guess this was nearing the end of the award show, one of the last performances, or just a performance in general, and they had to clear the stage quickly. The staff decided to go ahead and start clearing the stage. Just a side note, if it was near the end of the award show, I always think it's really weird when staff tries to clear the stage or remove props while idols are still on stage or even in the building still. Like, they should wait until everyone is cleared from the area when they can pack away peacefully. But no crew member waits, and there's a reason why. It's not because they're impatient, but the event, award show, whatever, oftentimes do not own the venue and are renting it out by the hour. So the faster they can clear everything can save a bit of money, because taking down and repacking can literally take hours. Like, it can be a full 8-hour thing if they don't hurry up. And sometimes maybe not for this event, but sometimes there's an event for the next day. You can keep some things unpacked, but you have to repack other things because maybe there's someone else using the area or janitors that will come around and clean. So in order not to damage or lose anything, and oftentimes the crew will go back to their hotel, sleep for literally 3 hours, like 2 a.m. in bed, 5 a.m. back to unpacking and setting up. So basically, with that said, they do sometimes rush the packing up. It does happen, and accidents can happen. So in this clip, you will see the staff move the equipment very hastily, and it almost actually hits Jin. Jin moves out of the way quickly, and it does seem like he avoided being hit with the microphone. Almost immediately in this clip, it appears like RM sees this, rushes over, and shames the staff for almost hitting Jin. But if you know BTS, you know this is less likely for them to do just because of how they are. But also, they have done this many times, and sometimes they even help pack up themselves. So they would know that it would be an accident if anything happened. But also, it's very almost reassuring for people to assume that BTS or any celebrity is really rude off camera, because we know that they're rich, we know that they're extremely popular, so our default is like, there has to be a flaw. But the flaw is not going to be them being a rude person. Then apparently there was a clip that was recorded by another fan that happened to be at the event too, and thank God for that. The other angle, it actually appeared like the microphone missed Jin by a lot and actually didn't even really come near him, but he ducked out of the way anyway. And RM actually went right up to J-Hope, and it appeared RM didn't even notice that the microphone had allegedly come close to Jin and didn't even really care. And that seemed to be about a normal reaction. Lots of people like to live in this romantic world where the boys are always looking after each other and staring at each other to make sure they're okay. They do that for sure to some extent, but RM isn't constantly staring down each member 24/7 to make sure they are not hurt. How much do you want to bet when people see them live and it looks like Sugar or whatever injured themselves during their dance break? We as the audience probably know and get it trending before the other members even realize. It's because when you're on stage and you have work to do, you're thinking about that. They're not going to focus on the little details. Jin didn't even get hit, and even if he did, Jin could deal with that himself and tell the staff off off himself if he wanted to. This is a much more normal reaction because my friends definitely don't watch me like a hawk to make sure I am okay. Apparently RM went up to J-Hope and told J-Hope that they only had about a minute left to perform, which is why he put up his finger to show one. This is just a crazy theory. Obviously RM wasn't mad or angry at the staff, but people definitely thought he was, and it really goes to show how cancel culture is ruining people because you're looking for things to be mad about. If you don't know the full story and you're making an assumption, and also if RM was actually mad, and also what if RM was actually mad, but this particular staff was on his last straw, like he had an awful attitude and doesn't care and all of that. Well, the RM would have a right to be mad, and as I said, we can never judge by that one small moment. It doesn't seem fair, but BTS is always being talked about for something. Going bald is something that a lot of people discuss because they're like, BTS bleaches their hair so much, it's probably gonna fall out or whatever, and that's not particularly how bleach works. As long as you don't put it directly on the scalp and do treatments, overall your hair will be okay. More so, taking care of the scalp is the most important. At least this is what stylists have told me. There was a stylist that have come out and recently talked about balding in K-pop idols, and specifically mentioned that usually idols who wear extensions repeatedly or anything like that can develop possible traction alopecia, which I imagine is hair loss from pulling your hair. Now, I don't wear extensions, but I assume they are heavier on the hairline and they also somewhat pull the hair back. So similar to tying your hair in a tight ponytail or anything like that. This is the concern, but the stylist actually said that as long as you take care of your hair, that should not be an issue. We know Taehyung doesn't wear extensions, or at least I don't think. There have been photos of stylists or staff lifting up Taehyung's hair to see that his hairline is quite pushed back, and that apparently he had a big forehead. Not bigger than mine though. And then claims that his hairline is more forward now. First of all, I don't see a difference to what they are claiming. Second of all, things like shadow, makeup, and even oils and creams can slowly change the hairline. Other things like different styles and how the hair is cut can simply change the appearance of the hairline too. Also, these photos look edited, so I don't even know. I've literally never seen Taehyung look like this since debut, so I don't know how these pictures got so big and people think he had hairline surgery. But also, even if he did, how does this discredit his talent or what he does? I hate when people use surgery as an example to take someone down or try to cancel someone. An idol, any idol, would get plastic surgery only because they are pressured to do so by society. They can change things like their weight, they can practice so they can dance and sing better, but they can't change their facial features. So if they're being demanded to do so by the industry, why not? Like, it almost sounds like the argument when I hear people say, oh, so-and-so got surgery. It almost sounds like they're insinuating the idol is lazy for doing so. Oh, they took the easy way out. They didn't. How did they? They could work hard their entire life to be fit, do exercises or whatever, but if they have features that are undesirable for idols to have, they won't ever be able to change it. And of course, you should never feel like you need to change anything, but obviously we know K-pop is not like that. I will support the boys if they decide to get any hairline surgery or whatever surgery. I obviously don't think they need it, but if they want to get it, I cannot stop them. We can explain that they don't need it, but ultimately I will only support them, and it doesn't change them at all. They will still be able to sing and do what they love and what we love to see from them. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things we would like to see over there. We also have a great time interacting with each other and having fun, so if you're interested in any of that, link is in the top description down below. There's also a video over there that kind of goes over how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. That is on the front page and it's free to watch, so make sure you go over there and check that out. With that said, there's two videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.